Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I'm so excited for this one. I decided to build a Moroccan inspired mansion because yesterday the Sims 4 Oasis Courtyard kit finally dropped, so I decided that this would be a fitting theme, and I had so much fun building this. And I started off by working on a dome because I wanted to have the perfect roof for my Moroccan inspired mansion, and for this I followed a tutorial by the talented Sims. I'm going to link her tutorial down below, so if you want to recreate this yourself you can do that. I used the tool mod by Twisted Maxi for this, and the little disclaimer, as always, you don't need the tool mod to download this build from the gallery. It's CC free and unmodded, but of course if you want to follow Fanta's tutorial step by step you will need the tool mod. As I said, you will find the link in the description box, and I'm also going to link Sadie's channel because she has also been creating some amazing round things using the tool mod, so you will learn a lot of stuff about just domes and round things and just some cool things using the tool mod. So the whole building process was kind of a wild ride for me because, as you know, or as anyone knows who has been watching my videos, I really like to work on one section of a build at a time. So I might start to work on a garage or the entrance area, and then I fully decorate it, and then I like it, and then I just expand the build section by section. But I started to work on this build before the kit even came out, so I had no matching doors, windows, columns, fences, nothing. So I just took a good look at all the leaked pictures to kind of see what's in the kit really, and then I worked on a shell, and I never do that. I really don't like to build a shell at first and then I have to decorate it. I sometimes have a hard time to visualize this, especially because other new objects weren't even in the game yet, so I just try to make it work. So here you can see how I'm struggling to build a shell, and I really try to visualize how it all works out, and I mean it did work out. I was really pleased because when the kit came out it just only took me like 20 minutes to add most of the doors and windows and fences because I felt just so inspired. So I just built lots of rooms, and the round section in the center that you can see here is meant for the dome that I built in the very beginning of the video. Because there's one thing, when you place this object or all these objects, all these coffee tables, I mean I used so many coffee tables to create this, and when you then build a wall near your dome or something, it might delete all the objects. There is a cheat by Twisted Maxi, the bb.protect cheat, that you can use and that I'm eventually going to use to make it work. But I thought it was just too much of a hassle to just build the dome in the very beginning and then it gets deleted. I have to activate the cheat all the time, so I just placed it in the back of the lot so you can see it in the background. And where you see the round section in the back, this is where the dome is supposed to be placed, and I'm going to do this at the very end. So it's just sitting in the background, and I'm also going to create some more domes, like a smaller one for the towers. I didn't include this because you already saw the whole dome process in the very beginning, and also you can just check out Fanta's video, as I said. So I just placed it in the background, and I was going for a more modern layout. And actually this was like the second try. I had already created a completely different shell at first, and I didn't like this one at all, so I bulldozed it. This was like a real struggle. I built one shell on this exact lot, the 50 by 50 lot in Oasis Springs. Then I thought, oh no, this is just too big. This would be like too exhausting to furnish within a day and decorate and all that. Then I bulldozed the shell. Then I moved onto the lot that you saw in the very beginning where I was working on the dome, a smaller lot in Oasis Springs, maybe 30 by 20, I don't even know. And then I thought, no, this is too small, especially when I saw the lot size in relation to the dome. And then I went back to this lot and I ended up building the shell here, and this was the winner. This was like the shell that I decided is good enough to just turn it into this Moroccan mansion. And here you can already see how I'm adding some doors and stuff. This was right after the kit dropped. I was just so excited, and my plan from the very beginning was to size up one of these amazing doors and to place it in front of the round area, so this would be below the dome, and it'll it all worked out perfectly fine. And on the right side, you can see that I added windows now, but I'm going to change this to more doorways. So I have all these arches, which is really typical for this architecture. And I had also placed lots of little cubes using the platform tool. And my plan was to just fill in the gaps using the new fence, which also worked perfectly fine. And the kit, let me tell you, it's just really a dream. So first of all, I want to say, that kids have been a controversial topic in this community, to say the least. Like it's like really a hot topic, and a lot of people don't like kids, others enjoy them. But if you ask me, like, this should have been the very first kid. I think that this kid would have won all the hearts, because it's such a huge success from what I've seen on social media. Everyone seems to love it because it's perfect. Like the textures of the doors and windows, all these objects, the way that everything kind of just matches. We have stairs and the fence, columns, spandrels, a new floor, wallpaper, plants. There's just anything you need to really create this kind of courtyard, which is kind of the overall theme, which is also why I included one on the right side. There's just anything you need for this style, and I feel like this kit has more to offer than some stuff packs, especially as a builder, because there are sometimes also some gameplay aspects and just different things. But this is like a builder's dream come true. If you are a builder and if you are into this kind of style, I can just fully recommend this kit, like really full recommendation. I am so hyped. The last time I was so inspired about new build buy content was probably when Island Living came out. I just love this. Even though it's just a kit, it has really won my heart over, and now I'm really excited for future kits. I hope that there will be also some kits for builders, kind of. I mean, I didn't even buy the CAS one because I'm like, I don't play, I just build, so I don't need new closes in my game. But this, like, if you are a builder, full recommendation. The columns are so beautiful, the fences, all the colors and how it all matches. It's just so perfect. I love this. Like, yesterday, I was so hyped and inspired when I just started to add all these doors and things to the shell. I was like, oh my god, I was so hyped. Like, I know that I'm like most of the time a really positive person, and I always tell you that stuff is amazing, and I'm like always hyped, but let me tell you, I'm like extra hyped. I haven't been this hyped since Island Living, probably. Like, honestly, I would love to build another build in this style, just smaller. I don't know if you would love to see this, or if you are kind of over it because you're already watching a mansion like this, but like at some point I would really like to work on another build in this style, or maybe using different swatches. I kind of used the default swatches, like for the doors and windows and the fence, like this dark wooden color, this dark brown, which is so beautiful. But there are so many other swatches. You could even build something that's blue, maybe something Santorini inspired even. You could just repurpose all these objects for a completely different style, and I'm just hyped. Also, now that I know how to build a dome like this because of Fanta, I could also build another Santorini build. I've created one in the past, but I think it might be time for another one at some point if I feel like it. And you can see that there are like these new palm trees, but they have some type of flower bed below them, so it's not like it's like a proper plant that you could place on the inside. It's not like an outdoor plant technically, if you know what I mean, like sitting on the ground or something. But I decided to simply lower the planting pot, the flower bed, into the ground using tool. If you are not using tool, you could always build a basement, and then you press 9 on your keyboard to raise the plant, and then you can just leave the flower bed thingy, planting pot, whatever below, so you only have your palm tree. I did this because I wanted to have some proper outdoor plants, and the flower bed was just in the way. I then worked on the courtyard. As I said, this is the main theme of the build, so I wanted to include one. And when you look at all these raised platforms and the fences in between, this was driving me crazy because I wanted this to be symmetrical and to line up with the tower that you saw earlier, and it was just not, it looked horrible. Like, it wasn't working out, and then I was running out of space on the right side because I wanted to expand the build to make it symmetrical so it all matches. Hard to explain now, but this was like a real struggle, but I think it turned out nicely. And yeah, the dome is kind of in the way, in the in the front yard. I saved this as a room to my library, but I just kept it there, so you are not wondering why I built this weird dome in the beginning and now it's just nowhere. So I thought, okay, I'm going to place it in the background so you know it's going to be used at some point. And I mean, you already saw the finished build in the beginning. I then also decided to have another tower in the front. The main layout is to have the dome in the center in the back, then two smaller towers on both sides, and as I said, I will place a small dome on top as well, and then I have a bigger tower in the front. And I was really struggling with this type of layout because I've never really built anything in this architectural style. I was looking at lots of pictures and it was really hard at first. I had my heart set on a layout where I would have some sand colored walls and this type of style. But then as soon as I created the dome using mostly white and dark brown, I felt really inspired and I thought, okay, I'm going to turn the other walls white and then I'm just going to use lots of dark wooden colors. And yeah, for the first shell that I talked about earlier that I bulldozed, I used all these sand colors and for some reason it just wasn't working out for me. I love this style, but I mean, you know this, if you're a builder, you just know this. Sometimes you have a vision, you try to build it, but it's just not working out for you. And this was kind of what was going on. I also placed this rock that we got. It's like a new rock that is supposed to be placed below the fountain inside the pool. And then I used the onsen from Snowy Escape because I love the watercolor. And I just noticed that this object just fits perfectly into my courtyard. Also, I just saw that apparently tomorrow there's going to be a video on the official Sims 4 channel on YouTube. There seems to be some news surrounding the upcoming game pack, and I'm just so excited. They're calling this the Sims Hot Summer, I think. So we got this kit that then there will be a game pack and also an expansion pack. So the summer is packed with content, which I just love because I said this recently in a video that I just need some new stuff to feel inspired, to feel just to have some fun. And they definitely already did that with this amazing kit, but I can't believe that soon we will also get a game pack and an expansion pack. So this summer is going to be really exciting. I know that I've talked about island living a lot in this video for some reason because it just inspired me so much back then, but island living also dropped in summer. In June, I think they announced it at EA Play back then, and I just remember that this summer was so amazing, just content-wise. It was just so much fun building, and I just remembered this, and I feel like that this summer will be the same for The Sims 4, and I just love this. I'm generally just so happy that summer is right around the corner. I have had enough when it comes to just rain and gray weather. I'm just so ready for summer, and just seeing that there will be so much amazing content this summer, I'm just so ready. Let me know in the comments down below. What are you hoping for the new game pack and expansion pack? And do you enjoy this new kit? Do you like it? Will you buy it? Did you already buy it? Do you enjoy it? Just let me know what you think. Here I'm working a little more on the garden. So this is a 50 by 50 lot, as I said, and I built the whole house in the center, so I have enough space for a front yard and a backyard, and I just wanted to leave some space. So the backyard is really crowded on the left side where I built the pool, but on the in the center there's some space, so it looks like a proper garden where you also just have an area where you just have some lawn or something where not a lot of stuff is going on. And then I started to work on the interior. Furnishing this was so much fun because I mainly used the new objects from the kit, the sofa, the armchairs, the table, just different things. This plant is going to be a staple for me. I love to just add these base game palm tree plants on the inside, but this one is going to be a staple for me. It looks so wonderful. I added lots of lights, these saucer lights, because I noticed that the windows don't let in a lot of light. They have this kind of mesh in front of the glass. That's probably why. So I added lots of lamps. It's still a bit dark here. I think I'm going to add more before I upload this to the gallery after finishing this recording. And then I worked on the dining room. So I added all these windows in the front of the house, and I thought that it would be perfect to place the dining table right in front of these windows. I combined two of them, and I think that these chairs are from City Living, but I could be wrong. I figured that they just have the perfect style for this architectural style. As I always say, it's like inspired by this architectural style. I always say this also when Ein Living came out, a Story Escape, because I just try to nail this style, but I feel like I'm not going to nail this 100%, and I just don't want to insult anyone. So I just say that I'm doing my best, and it's inspired by this type of style. It's not like 100% authentic or anything. I'm just having fun here and doing my best, and I hope that you will enjoy it. Then I decided to use this area, this little nook, to just turn it into a bar area where Sims can just have a glass of juice or something, I don't know. And I just used a lot of lamps, both from the new kit and Journey to Batu. We got some new lamps that you can place on the wall in this kit. They look amazing. But then when you look at Journey to Batu, again, such a controversial topic. When you look at Journey to Batu, we got all these lamps which have a pretty similar style. They're just perfect for the style. In general, there are just some elements in Journey to Batu that you could use to combine with this kit. And I used all these lamps. And then for this bedroom here, I used these curtains from the base game, and they just have a round shape at the top, so they're perfect. I sized them down, but they didn't want to align properly with my windows, so I used the 2 mod to raise them a little bit, so this way I was able to find the correct spot. And there are 4 bedrooms in total, I think, or 5. I'm not sure right now. And there are 2 smaller rooms, like the one that you can see here. I really tried to squeeze in all the furniture that you would need. The floor plan is a little bit different, but there's like a lot of space for lots of Sims. I think I included like 6 bathrooms or something. I always forget to add enough bathrooms, but here I really did that. And for this bedroom, I wanted to use the blue swatch from the new wallpaper that we got, and I used just the vase that we got, so it has this really dreamy look. I love this. As I said, I would love to build a Santorini inspired house. I love this, like, I don't know, this blue is just so wonderful. It looks like the ocean. If you have any requests for any build or styles, let me know. I'm just so ready to just build the next house, mansion build, whatever it will be. I just have so much fun, even before the kit came out, like when I built the round underground house and just different things, just trying new styles and stuff. I just have so much fun. And I feel like looking back at the beginning of the year, I was kind of stuck creatively. I only uploaded maybe once a week or something. I just had no motivation, no inspiration, but I feel like I'm just back and I just have so much fun again. And I hope that you enjoy just the builds that I create, the content that I put out. I just hope that you enjoy this as much as I do. And if you have any just recommendations or just anything, constructive criticism, just let me know in the comments. I just always like to read what you have to say and what you want to see and what I should change and all that. So I'll leave a comment down below. So here I'm finally moving the big dome onto the roof, and I used this group selection feature. I forgot the grouping box, I think it's called, to select all these objects, and then I used the gravity pull feature to move it onto the correct spot. If you are a tool user, if you like to use tool, you will know what I'm talking about. And then I did the same for the second one, and once I had found the correct position for the first one, I simply used tool to clone it and I moved it over to the next tower. And then I also placed one in the center. So you can change stuff, like you can add rooms, you can delete rooms, you can change the floor plan, you can do all these things, and this should not affect the dome. But if you change something directly next to the dome, like a wall or something, then it could get rid of the dome, in which case I'm sorry. So I just want to say this as a little disclaimer. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this build. I hope that you enjoyed the new kit. In case you are getting it, you can find this build in the gallery as always. The tray files are available on my Patreon. And speaking of which, it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreon. Thank you so much to Britta1607, Charlotte, Callan Renee, Molly, Queen Ewing, Shanna McClam, Sim Sadie, Talena Lynn, and Victoria Smithies. Thank you so much to all of you. Also, a big thank you to all my other Patreons, and thank you to anyone who's watching my videos, who's supporting me. I appreciate all of your support equally, and I love you so much. I hope that you have a perfect day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!